This is the new ROG Xbox Ally X20. And while it might look the same as its predecessor, pretty much everything on it is brand new. But is it worth the £400 or $300 uplift compared to the old one? Let's have a look, shall we? I'm hands-on with the device for the first time at Gamescom 2026. So let's take you through what's staying the same with this device first of all. This has got the same AI Z2 Extreme processor that was in the older one. It's also got the same 24 gigs of LPDDR5X memory, still got the 1TB SSD, and you've still got the same I/O pretty much on the device. And in terms of the design, it's pretty much the same other than the colorway, obviously, which I'll go through in a bit more detail. And also you've got loads of lovely gold accents. So you've got the 4 gold buttons on the face here, and you've also got some lovely gold touches on the back as well. That's all to do with the Asus ROG 20th anniversary, hence the X20 in the name. But that's where the similarities stop really, because a lot of this stuff has been redesigned, upgraded, and it's brand new on this device. So let's start off with the screen then. The biggest upgrade of all, they've gone OLED, guys. They've gone OLED, finally. It's a 7.4-inch OLED with 1400 nits peak brightness in HDR and 600 peak brightness in SDR. It looks absolutely great playing Forza Horizon 6, but in person, it looks really, really nice. Exactly how an OLED should look. It's got that VESA True Black certification 1400 as well. You get the really sort of true blacks, really dark blacks that you just don't get in normal displays. That's the thing that OLEDs do really nicely. But they've kept with the 120 Hz refresh rate, which is really nice. But it's got extended VRR support, which means it can do between 30 and 120, depending on if you want to save a bit of battery and stuff, which is really, really cool. So in terms of other new stuff, it's got these lovely new rubber texturized back grips. So on the older ones, they were just sort of a plasticky sort of Xbox first party controller style grips. They were sort of like that scratchy sort of material, but it's got new sort of rubberized grips on the side, which feel really nice in the hand, and it's a big upgrade compared to the older one, I would say. Another thing that's done as well in the joysticks is gone a Hall effect, and they've actually gone with TMR, the new hotness in joystick technology. Now, ROG say that these TMR thumbsticks reduce the dead zone by 3% and also help with power consumption, so that's a nice upgrade. I'm not sure if you'd actually be able to notice that in terms of actually using it. I've used a lot of the ROG Xbox Ally X. I've used a lot of this over the past couple of hours, and I can't really tell the difference in terms of the feel of the joysticks or the accuracy of the joysticks, but in terms of power consumption, definitely lower. That's just a given. That's the whole reason you do TMR thumbsticks on a handheld like this, and for handheld it makes sense, right? Another cool thing they've done is the D-pad. That's had a major upgrade. The sound of it is much better. I'll just give you a quick click now. So I don't know if you could hear that. You get much more sort of feedback from it. It's nice and clicky, but also it can rotate. So at the moment, it's in the 8-way D-pad mode, which is for fighting games and stuff. But if you just lift it up like this and turn it, it swaps into 4-way, which is really, really cool. That's just like a nice little feature. It doesn't really matter to someone like me who doesn't really play fighting games, but to people who play fighting games and go to different games, that could make a difference for you. So it just depends on your use case. In terms of the face buttons, they feel pretty similar, to be honest, to what they did on the old Xbox Ally X, but they actually sit a bit more flush now with the actual device, which I've found sort of just helps with the ergonomics of it a little bit. I didn't really have any complaints, to be honest, with how the face buttons were on the older one, but they definitely sit more flush to the chassis, so it's a bit more sort of streamlined. Definitely feels a little bit different to the older one. Whether that's an upgrade or not, it depends on how you feel and your ergonomics and stuff, but I quite like it, to be honest, and I think it feels nicer when you're going from the joystick to that. It just feels a little bit nicer to have that transition, which is cool as well. Now, I said before about the sort of gold accents, they're just everywhere with this device. You can see the 4 face buttons on the side as well, but as you've probably noticed, right, this comes with a new colorway, so I'm not sure exactly what the colorway is, the actual official colorway, but you've got this like see-through, amazing sort of see-through design. You can really see the internal sort of makings of the device. You can see all the fans at the back here. Oh yeah, you can see there. You can see the gold sort of accents in the fans and stuff, and it looks absolutely amazing in person. I really like it. Anything sort of see-through when it comes to controllers or consoles or anything like that, I just absolutely love. This is definitely up my street. In terms of ergonomics, I wouldn't say it's a massive step forward in terms of that, but all these little changes sort of add up to make it a better experience overall. The rubberized grips, as I said, the face buttons which sit a bit more flush as well, and you've also got redesigned bumpers as well on here, which they feel a little bit easier to get to. They seem to be a bit more curved to your sort of fingers, which is nice. What I will say about it is that from the tech specs, this actually weighs 40 grams more than the older model. You can't really feel that when you're using it, but with an OLED, upgraded internals, TMR thumbsticks, all that sort of stuff, you'd expect a little bit more weight. 40 grams isn't too bad, right? It's still not the lightest handheld, obviously, but it's definitely not the heaviest. And it still feels really nice in the hand, really ergonomic. To be honest, ergonomically, this is probably my favorite handheld out there, just because of just how console-like it is with the grips that stick out here. I still think that this is the way to go for handhelds, to have that sort of Xbox, PlayStation controller style experience. It just makes it a lot easier for normies like me, right, to just pick it up and know what you're doing straight away. I'll have to test it for a few weeks, so get subscribed if you want to see that full review. That's coming. Now, in terms of pricing, it has been confirmed that this device will be alone as a standalone device, which is really good news. The not so good news is that it's $12.99. That's UK and American dollars. Now, in terms of how that compares to the older model was coming in at $8.99, although you can get it for $8.50. That's in pounds. So you're looking at £400 more for this device, and in US dollars, you're only looking at another $300. It's actually a little bit better than just the pricing differences in terms of the currencies. It works out slightly better in US dollars. Now, the £300 to £400 uplift, depending on if you're in the US with dollars or in the UK. Whether it's worth it, that'll be up to you in your personal circumstance. But what you can't deny is that this isn't just an Xbox Ally X with a new coating with some gold accents on it, right? There's been a lot of upgrades behind the scenes, obviously with the OLED display, with the TMR thumbsticks, with the new D-pad. There's been a lot that's gone into this device that is brand new. I'd say if you've already got an Xbox Ally X, it's going to be a tougher sell, pun intended, to go from that to this one. But if you're looking for a new handheld right now, you're looking for one of the best performing handhelds that's also an OLED, this seems like a really good middle ground between something like the Legion Go 2, for example, or the new MSI Claw. Honestly, in terms of like where this device sits in the sort of the ecosystem of other handhelds, I think this is right in the sweet spot right now. I wish it was a little bit cheaper. Damn you, RAM Pocketips. I do wish it was a little bit cheaper, but in terms of like OLED handhelds and where we're at in terms of performance and what you get with a device like this, I think it sits in a really nice price range. But obviously this is just my first hands-on impressions, a hands-on preview of this device here at Gamescom, and I'll let you guys know what I think when I do the full review, which will be out in a few weeks' time. In terms of release date, I've had it confirmed by ROG. This device has a release date of October 15th, 2026. So not long until you can get your hands on this device. Let me know what you think of the new Xbox Ally X20. And why not drop a like and get subscribed so you can check out my review in a few weeks' time. But that's all from me at Gamescom. I'll see you in the next one.